Oh, I'm gonna start? Okay. All right.
Well, I can start it if you want, since you know you took over my show on Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes, I'm leaving all this in.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to this week's installment of Dad's on Wrestling. I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, alongside the Meach Machine himself.
Skeet Machine.
That's
all
right.
that heavy stuff. That I'm being called.
Jeff Meacham.
That's me. Yay.
We are here with this week's installment of the weekly spectacular that is Dad's on Wrestling. And we've got a few topics we're going to talk about this week that we pulled off of the very credible website, WrestlingNewsSource.com.
We love that place.
No malicious spyware or viruses to worry about over there. And then we have actually a fan question that was sent in to both of us that we'll be getting to later on in the show.
Yes.
Jeff, with your cell phone, what do we got going? We need to come up with a cool little nickname for the cell phone.
Yeah. Right now we'll call it the bat phone. Paul Heyman, people are talking, even with the whole Brock Lesnar thing, people are talking more about the return of Paul Heyman than they are about the fact that Brock Lesnar has quit. Paulie is back, and apparently back through SummerSlam, which is, going back to what I said on Monday, and nobody believed me that Brock was going to be suspended or taken off TV. Nobody believed me.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah, I know. They're all saying it's all real to me. It wasn't about being real. It was about
insider information.
It's about knowing people, knowing stuff y'all don't know, and it's about Brock Lesnar doing what he's not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's gone. Bye-bye.
Whether it's a storyline or it's legit is irrelevant. At the end of the day, you heard it here first that Brock was getting suspended, and now you believe it.
Now you believe it, because he's gone till apparently SummerSlam.
Yeah, for the most part.
But the fact that Paulie's back is awesome, because Paul's always been a great mouthpiece for anybody he represented.
Exactly. We've said for a minute Brock's promos still are not to par for weekly or even monthly WWE programming, and having Paulie at his side once again, Paulie said it's a good way to get his name back in the wrestling conscious.
Yep.
Work with some people that he likes and make a couple bucks doing it.
Yep.
He's been circling around the WWE for a minute still anyways. He was on Austin's DVD. They filmed him for CM Punk's DVD, which is coming out this year.
They had him interview Brock for Brock's return to WWE before he returned to WWE when he was on the WWE 12 game.
So, it's like Paulie's been around for a minute, just kind of like biding his time.
Yep.
And whenever Paulie comes around, there's always controversy. So you gotta wonder what Paulie's got in his brain this time.
One can only imagine and pray. The other news out of WWE, the Raw Super Show rating. My goodness.
Yes.
It's down 9%, and more than 9% from last week's show. Drew only 4.31 million viewers, and a cable rating of 3.03, the lowest in 3 months. That tells you something right there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think what it all boils down to is the novelty of the Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
It's worn out. Too many people are getting shoved down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
It's the entire reason that I've always been for the brand extension.
Exactly.
As, stupid or badly executed, or, the right people don't get drafted every year, however you want to slice it, I've always been for the brand extension because of the fact that you get to see different people on each show. And with Bryan Danielson and Randy Orton and Big Show and Cody always appearing on Raw. And now you got Truth and Kofi going over to SmackDown on a regular basis because they're the tag champions. You got Layla working both shows now because she's the champion. You notice John Cena never goes to SmackDown unless it's a big show.
God forbid.
But the SmackDown guys are always over on Raw.
Yeah, that's because SmackDown guys need the rub, because the perception is SmackDown sucks.
Even though, if you think about history, SmackDown always beats Raw. It's like whenever they do the interpromotional things, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown always comes out on top. But SmackDown's the B show.
This is very true. This is very, very true.
Bragging rights, Survivor Series,
all that stuff,
whatever it is, whenever they do one of those
except for
interpromotional
Team Teddy
things,
versus Team Johnny.
This is true, but that wasn't just SmackDown versus Raw, because they had stars from both shows on each team.
This is true. My mistake. You're right. My mistake.
It was Raw versus SmackDown in the way of the GM, but not the guys on the teams.
That's true. Okay. And a little bit of TNA information. Kind of similar to what they were doing back in ye olden days. They're offering their pay-per-views on YouTube for 99 cents, tracing back to 2004 through 2010. I guess they're trying to garner a little interest in the product, because there is no interest in the product right now. It's not good.
I think Dixie is starting to realize that it was the olden days that put them over.
Oh, yeah.
And she wants to get as much of that out there circulating in the media again as possible.
Right.
My suggestion to Dixie is to put the Asylum years on there. Put the weekly pay-per-views up.
Well,
maybe for 50 cents a viewing or whatever, or maybe buy an entire month's worth of the Asylum for $1.
Right.
You know, to make up for one pay-per-view.
Right. Well, they had those up for a while when Punk was really starting to cook there last summer. They were showing a lot of the Asylum stuff because Punk was there in the Asylum.
Exactly, he was part of the gathering.
He was part of the gathering with Raven and Mickey James.
Julio De Niro.
Yeah. And Mickey before she was Mickey.
Yeah, Alexis Lurie.
Thank you, sir. God, the brain is just not clicking today. So...
Feuding with the Disciples of the New Church and Shane Douglas.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, I forgot. Oh, I forget what promotion it was, but I showed you that great picture of Adam Pearce against Shane Douglas. Yes. How do you not put that stuff on YouTube? Or how do you not put that stuff on TV or DVD? It's a great match. Adam Pearce and Shane Douglas, considering the history of Shane Douglas and the NWA Championship.
I know, right?
That's fail. That's fail. That's off topic, but it is fail at the end of the day. Had to throw it out there.
Hashtag epic fail.
Yes, definitely. All right. The question that we have was actually sent into my Facebook fan page, but it was for both of us. So usually we have you behind the camera, and they ask both of us for some.
And since we needed something to do for dads, we just figured we'd drag it onto the show.
That's right.
All right, let's do this.
This is from J.R. Sanders. He has 2 questions actually. Do you think the 2 WWE World Championships should be unified, and what guys do you think should be the ones to unify them? Well, I can tell you right now that this next pay-per-view's main event is definitely a candidate for me. Because you've got CM Punk and you've got Bryan, and I know I've been a real proponent of the whole slave name thing, and not calling him Daniel Bryan. But I'm going to call a spade here. We have not seen Bryan Danielson in a while.
Okay.
This guy that's on TV has been Daniel Bryan. So I'm going to relent on all of you and get all of you off my back, even though I'm starting to grow the Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan beard here.
Now are we gonna relent on Claudio Castagnoli, or is Antonio Cesaro still slave name too?
I haven't seen enough of his character yet, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of Claudio out of him yet. So for now, we'll go with Antonio. Small
spoiler, since we haven't watched SmackDown yet from last week.
Okay.
They freaking made Teddy Long rub oil on Antonio.
We're gonna go with Antonio then. Yeah, and we're going to go Evan Bourne when he comes back.
Granted, it was just an embarrassment tactic for Teddy at the end of the day, but
I don't think Claudio would have done that kind of. Yeah, that's kind of icky. Yeah.
He would have had Oksana rubbing oil on him.
Yeah. Well, Chris Hero sat back and watched and laughed.
Yeah.
Just because it would have been funny. So yeah, we'll go with Antonio. We'll go with Evan Bourne because
for the time being,
because freaking Matt Sydal wouldn't be so injury prone and such a pothead.
Wow, no.
I don't know about that. I don't know about Matt back then. I don't know.
But
anyway, so slave name, whatever. Daniel Bryan.
Back to the topic.
But yes, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are definitely 2 guys that I would throw in a title unification match. I mean, you think about it right now. You have the 2 championships are CM Punk and Sheamus. No. Punk, yes. Sheamus, I don't like him as a top guy. I don't buy it for me.
I'll go one more for you. I do buy Sheamus as a top guy because he's got the physique that Vince likes. He's got enough of moveset, if you will, that he can command some respect in the main event scene. I don't buy him as the cheery Irish, what's going on there, fella? Babyface.
Yeah, that's true.
I buy him more as the imposing heel brawler that he was when he first debuted.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't buy this over the top, Beaker's cousin babyface.
But But do you think he should be in a position where he's going to be one of the guys who's going to essentially change history again?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely
and
not.
That's at the end of the day what
I
the guys
don't know
ask
if I would put Bryan in there at the time being, because
Okay.
I think that ship has sailed for now.
Okay.
I think Bryan is going to be a Randy Orton-esque type of champion where, he got his run, and it's going to be a minute before we see him start getting championships.
Because he did get a long run. He was champion from December.
He got a longer one than Randy did the first time.
This is very true. And he was champion from December to...
I would like to see Dolph Ziggler in a feud with Punk to unify the titles, because a lot of people are really selling Dolph short right now, since he's become this, high-paid jobber.
So you're saying give Dolph the big gold belt back?
Yes.
Okay, and have them lead into SummerSlam or Survivor Series?
I think it would be better fitting for a Mania.
Well, it would, but Mania's a year away. This guy's talking, sooner than later.
I don't think the unification should be sooner than later. I think it's something that needs to be properly built to.
Okay.
And it needs to be at one of the big four. SummerSlam, I think, is too soon away, because first Dolph would have to overcome his winning ways, get the belt, and defeat some of the challengers on SmackDown. So, if anything, you're looking at Survivor Series, realistically, if you're going to go sooner rather than later. Survivor Series is so clusterfucky with, are we doing Survivor Series matches? Are we not doing Survivor Series matches? Should we throw the longtime fans a spade? Should we give them a fuck you?
And then
you got the Rumble, which is clusterfucky.
Yeah.
And then you've got, WrestleMania.
Okay.
Or if you're going to do it at a B pay-per-view just to try and get some buys, do it at Night of Champions.
Oh, definitely Night of Champions. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're not going to do it at WrestleMania, do it Night of Champions, because that is the night.
Yeah. All the belts are on the line. What better time to crown a new undisputed champion than at the Night of Champions?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have also been getting hounded on Facebook. There's a question that you had on your show a few weeks back, and you said we were going to answer it on Dad's that week, and we never got to it.
No, but I did get to it on...
the tag team.
Oh, okay, not that one. Okay, my bad.
I've been getting hounded about what our tag team name would be, what our music would be, manager if we wanted one.
Okay, well...
And finishing maneuver.
To be fair, I haven't given it much thought, because I've been getting literally, I got 20 more questions to answer on Monday. So
I know, you've been getting a
ton of questions. People are liking the long show, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going with that.
That's right.
So...
But I figure we could kick around a couple ideas this week on Dad's, maybe get the guy off our back just a little bit.
Maybe. Not that the fans are on our back, but they do tend to ask a lot of questions.
As far as the team name, I'm gonna go with what a great majority of the fans already think we are. We're gonna call ourselves the Lazy Fat Asses.
That works. Okay.
Considering that neither one of us is employed right now, and pretty much all we do all day is sit on our asses, watch wrestling or hockey, and do stuff with the shows. Yeah.
But hey, the shows are making money.
Yeah.
The shows are making money.
Jeff Meacham, the Meach Machine, and the Renegade of Wrestling, the Lazy Fat Asses.
All right.
Now, what would our theme song be?
Is there a song that goes with lazy or fat or
Weird Al Yankovic? You know I'm fat, you know it.
There we go.
All right. Our finishing maneuver, I'm thinking a bear hug from me, followed into a splash from you. Something that would use our weight and our strength as a weapon.
So like a bear hug from you, you would like fall on top of the guy pretty much, and I would
squeeze him, maybe swing him onto the ground, and then get up and you come off with the splash.
There we go.
The death from above.
I like that. Death from above. That's good. I like that.
That's what they used to call it on the video games anyway, and they did the Mark Henry splashes called Death from Above, because, the size crashing down.
I remember because when One Man Gang did it, he was Death from Above, and then when he turned to Akeem, it was Eric Akeem. It was like, wow, what a lame change.
And then our manager...
You know what it is? It should be another bigger dude.
No disrespect intended.
Paul.
Yeah, Percy.
Oh, Percy.
Percy Pringle.
I was saying Paulie, but Percy works too.
Percy Pringle.
Be part of the Pringle Dynasty?
Yeah.
That we could walk out and just go, for 20 minutes? With Sean.
I mean, love Percy, but he's always been a bigger guy.
Yeah.
It would totally fit in with us.
Definitely.
And you've got that knowledge and experience helping to lead us.
We could be
Pringle Dynasty.
We could be the Heritage Tag Team Champions. We could. can make it happen. Forget the tribe.
Or we could have been part of, you know, the corporate ministry and the ministry of darkness. Forget the acolytes. It could have been the Undertaker and us.
Well, yeah, true.
Dreaming, I know, but still, this is a fantasy question. So there we go.
There it is.
The Lazy Fat Asses, theme song, Weird Al Yankovic's Fat, finisher, bear hug into a fall down into a splash
above, yes.
with Percy Pringle, aka Paul Bear, as our manager.
There it is.
Your question has finally been answered. Stop harassing me now.
Long live Zombie. There you go.
So, that has been this week's installment of Dad's on Wrestling.
The shortest one ever, I think. But,
I don't know. I think we rambled enough where we'll get a little bit of love.
A little bit.
We got to a bunch of different topics. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Make sure you read Rope Opera.
Yes.
How WCW killed Vince Russo.
Yeah, I don't have the book.
Yeah, we don't have the propaganda.
We don't have the propaganda. We're failing on that every week. It's okay. We'll work on it. I've barely gotten started myself, so I really don't blame y'all for not being, prepared either. I'm trying.
You need to crack down on it. It's a good read.
I know. I'm trying. It's just it's hard to get into.
It's not as hard as Andre's book.
Oh no, Andre's is terrible.
So,
if Andre would have been a lot better, I think.
For the Casa D18 Studios, I'm the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams with my tasty Arizona iced tea raspberry flavored beverage.
Only 99 cents down the street. I am Jeff Meacham, sponsored by Long Beach Clothing Company once again this week.
And we'll see you next time on Dad's.